Oh, maybe I have to get Alexi out of there while I open the trunk. So maybe I have to do that as George. Well, let's see about getting a fingerprint from Brenda. Brenda!
Hello.
You've impersonated Nancy in the past, haven't you?
Possibly. I've done some crazy things to get a story. It's part of the job.
How crazy?
I can't give away my methods. A lot of what I do is setting up a trap and seeing if anyone falls for it. And when they do, wham! See you at 11 'cause you just got 9'd.
That's not exactly
You
news.
just got
Nope,
9?
it's better. It's actually
Brenda,
interesting.
I expected better from you.
Deirdre said she
Just
intercepted
got
a note
9.
intended for Nancy.
What do you mean?
She was following Nancy and snagged the note.
So someone was trying to lure Nancy to the fire with a note?
Yes, exactly.
What's to say she didn't write the note herself? I've seen that sort of thing before.
What's to say she did?
Basic logic. I couldn't possibly be guilty. Look at this note that anyone could have written. It's desperate.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks,
Goodbye.
bye. Actually, I have a feeling you have to be able to distract her before you can get her fingerprint. So I feel like I gotta be
I can't do this now.
George, right?
I can't do this now.
Take a sample and to
Got it.
maybe get the chest unlocked in Alexi's shop. Oh my god, no, I have to call Nancy, not George! Fool! Fool!
Goodbye.
I can't believe I'd make such a rookie mistake. I can't believe this game is so badly designed.
What's up?
Never mind.
The fire alarm at Town Hall had been switched off.
My dad knows the people who run the city alarm system.
Of course he does.
I'm going to see if they can give us a little more information.
I'm turning the case over to you.
Nancy Drew,
It's so
taking over.
convenient that Nancy's dad knows everyone.
Nancy.
Speaking of Daddy
so glad you
Drew.
called.
I just found out something big about the alarm system. I think I need your help.
I'm at your disposal. What do you need?
I think that the alarm was disabled at the old town hall. I need you to look into it.
Now that is a big break. I think I may know just the person to talk to about that. Give me a call back in a few minutes.
What about now? What about now, Daddy Drew?
You've reached the personal
Oh,
line of Carson
he's
Drew.
busy.
Please direct
Okay.
all business matters to the firm.
Too busy for your poor little daughter in jail? Okay, George. It's your time to shine, babe.
Hello.
It's your turn to take the case.
I'm on the case.
Okay, what was I gonna do? What was I gonna do? Go to the old town hall, go to the antique store. Okay. Got it, got it. Do you think George drives a Honda Civic? Gotta get my little sample. Finally. Jeez, it's about dang time. I'm low-key judging the infrastructure of this town. Like, hold on. Hold on, like, what is this? What's the point of that? You know? Like, a lot of the layout of this town is kind of bizarre and baffling to me. It seems like a bad use of taxes, taxpayers' money, and city resources. Anyhow. Surely, like, this key.
I can't do this right now.
Oh, right, because I gotta distract Alexi. Alexi, I also, coincidentally, you won't believe this, I also have an
Hello?
uncle who's a train buff.
What's the story with this alarm key?
I have never seen that in my life.
Oh.
I found it
Is
right
that
here.
what it is?
I don't know how it got there. I had nothing to do with this fire. Nothing. I'm not going through this again with you people. Once is enough.
What do you mean?
After all
So
I've
maybe
gone
I can't
through,
get into
you
his
want to hang
chest
me out to
right
dry
now.
again. Well, it's not gonna happen. You got it? Get out of my store.
What? Why?
I said leave.
Look, George was not even alive when all that shit happened, Alexi. Calm down.
Leave me alone.
He definitely has a lot of unresolved issues, which I think could be resolved with some
Can't do this
therapy.
now.
Unfortunately, he's not self-aware enough to do that, which is your problem. Alexi, I don't know why you're making it mine. Well, I do have to drop off that sample, but let's see if I can talk to Alexi again.
Hello?
it's me. I love
Can you help me
trains.
find a gift for my friend? She's a big fan of trains.
Sure.
Doesn't he think it's weird that so many people in this town are looking for gifts for train fans? Former amateur detective found guilty. River Heights First District Court reached a verdict today in the closely followed case of a disgraced former amateur detective charged with theft, trespassing, and related charges. Again, 3 things that Nancy could very easily be charged with. Alexi Markovich, 20, was charged with the theft of a priceless antique lens from the Bennington residence. Wait, pause for a second. I think it's very interesting that Nancy doesn't age, but Alexi obviously does. Alexi ages and, progresses, but Nancy stays the same. Very interesting. While Assistant Prosecutor Carson Drew could not produce the necessary evidence to find against Markovic in the theft charge, the jury found in favor of the prosecution for all lesser charges. Sentencing will take place next month. As of press time, Markovic has declined all invitations to speak with the press. His lawyer has stated that there will be no appeal in the case. J.P. Bennington's office has stated that he will be personally investigating each of Markovic's closed cases for any irregularities. With such a large number of cases, it may be years before the town knows the full extent of Markovic's actions against this town. In the opinion of this journalist, the Markovich case serves as a harsh reminder to those who would place their trust outside the respected public institutions that have served this fine town for so long. Okay, this is just like political propaganda.
Empty? What would Alexi want with an empty bottle of ether?
Very suspicious. Page 1 warning, this is top secret book is booby-trapped. Whoa, I'm so scared. You know what they say, pride comes before a fall? He is already, anticipating him getting, a biography written about himself. That's bold. That's a bit hubristic, might I say. So he's got all these cases. Too easy. Yeah, very... Hubris. I got one word for you, Alexi, and it's hubris. These are some good titles, though. Case of the Echoing Hall. The Case of the Murmuring Shroud. The Ghoulish Parade. It was the Pumpkins. I haven't been keeping up this diary as much over the last few years. I don't know why I'm coming back to this book now. Maybe I'm looking for a little luck? Maybe. To find a thread in all these solved cases of my youth that I could unravel and trace back to the core part of me that knows how to crack a case. He was like, oh, numerous cases. He solved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get on Nancy's level, Alexi. Nancy solved 33 cases in a year of her life. You solved 5 in the whole active years of your profession. Pull up your bootstraps, man. J.P. Bennington is going to ruin me. I don't know if I can stop him. My house has been robbed and all of my records except for this old book have been taken. All of the evidence I had that he's bribing his way into office, gone. I'm back at 0 and now he's accusing me of stealing from his father and I have nothing to fight back with. Well, guess we know why Alexi thinks all politicians are corrupt now. Just got released from jail. Told them I was innocent. It didn't matter. I'm due in court. They don't have evidence, but the judge is in Bennington's pocket. Corruption at every corner. Papers have turned on me. I can't catch a case. Dropped by to find Maggie, but she didn't say a word to me. She didn't have to. Her eyes are red from crying. I told her I'd prove my innocence. I could tell that she didn't believe me. I'm beginning to doubt myself as well. You know... Fuck.
What are you doing?
Just reading your secret diary, Alexi. I took too long. One day you and Nancy will laugh about this. That day will be in 10 to 20 years. Really? Are they saying George is, going to prison? Oh, no, Nancy's going to prison. Right. So what they're saying is that they can't solve this case without George. George is an essential part of this team. Okay, let's get back to where we were. If your partner doesn't have your back and trust you and believe in you in a situation where you've been framed for a crime, how good of a partner are they really, It's done now. Guilty. They couldn't prove the theft, so they charged me with trespass and negligence. You name it. Doesn't matter. When people hear guilty, they think guilty. I'll be spending some time on a work program downstate. I don't care about the work. I only care about that word, guilty. Oh my god. This reads like a rupee car poem. Saw Maggie on a walk today with her new boyfriend. She gave me such a sad look. And there's something else there. Was it pity? Am I to be pitied now? Pitied! For years. Years I stuck by this town, put my life on the line again and again because I love River Heights. Correction, loved River Heights. To see now what that they could be swayed by such a low life as Bennington turns that notion on its head. That they could turn on me and never think for a second that I might truly be innocent. These people don't deserve what they have. I'd like to see this town destroyed for what it's done to me. I'd like to see the skyline consumed by flames. I'd watch the masonry crumble into sand. I want this town to pay for what it has done. These sound like the words of a deranged and dangerous man. I think someone should I'll check on Maggie and her new boyfriend and see if they're still alive. I've been carrying this book around for months, waiting to find the clue that will prove my innocence. I will write only one more entry in this book, and it'll give the details of how I prove my innocence. Until then, I will carry it with me. Very, very noble of you, Alexi. Is there anything else? Like, there's multiple books there, but I guess we can only look at this one.
What would Alexi want with an empty bottle of ether?
Huh! I wonder if he was using it to start fires. Okay, we do that. Now we go drop off the evidence with Nancy at the police station. And then figure it out. Step 1, drop this off. Step 2, figure it out.
We found a fire alarm key at Alexi's shop.
Did
The
he
royal
say anything
we,
about it?
I noticed.
He flipped.
Really? What did he say?
He said that he didn't want to go through something like this again.
Interesting.
Alexi really
What do you think he
does
meant?
think he's the
I
main
don't know.
character. Like, he just
My dad.
assumes everyone
He knows a lot
knows
about everyone in town.
what he means and what he's talking about at any moment. But it's like, actually, you're not, people don't care about you anymore, Alexi. Like, you're not actually that important.
We found ether at Alexi's shop.
Really? That seems out of place at an antique
Oh,
shop.
but it's antique
on the list of
ether.
commonly used
It's
accelerants for fire.
1854
Good
vintage ether.
I'm turning the case over to you.
Nancy Drew, taking over.
Okay, so I need that evidence, but then what do I do with it? I guess put it in the computer somehow. I would assume. That's usually the answer in this game. Insert the evidence into the computer. There's something on here that looks like it would eat evidence. Oh, maybe it's like I use it in the forensics lab? Yeah, insert sample. It's a perfect size for my little tube. How convenient. Analyze.
I need to figure out which accelerant matches these figures.
Right, now we have to get samples of all the accelerants, which seems like a job for, the police. But no, Nancy and her little teenage friends have to do it. Because Chief McGinnis is just in his office with his feet up on his desk, taking a nap. Oh, right, and I gotta call back Daddy Drew.
Nancy, hi.
Do you remember Alexei Markovic? He was one of your first cases.
That was a long time ago.
Do you think he was guilty?
The case wasn't that simple.
Why not?
There was a lot of evidence stacked up against him. As a prosecutor, I couldn't just ignore it.
I know that, but did you think he was guilty?
It didn't matter what I thought. I could tell from the start that the jury wanted him
The
locked up.
court of public
It was a very
opinion, just like
strange
Brenda
case.
said.
I mentioned it to the judge, and he told me that I was too new to the courtroom to make that kind of judgment. I believed him.
And now?
Now, I don't know. I wish I had listened to my instincts back then. From that day forward, Alexi went on to be an honest member of the community. And the Bennington family went on to cause no end of scandal. That right there speaks volumes.
I need help interpreting some sample data.
All right. What do you need?
I have data from a gas chromatograph, but I don't know what the output means.
I think I may have just the thing you need at the office. I'll have it dropped off to your friends just to be sure it gets to you.
Perfect.
Great.
I'll have my friends keep an eye out on the fireplace mantle for the delivery. Thanks. What exactly is Alexi's story?
He was just like you, a very popular detective. He used to be known as the Magnificent Markovic.
At least Nancy
That's
doesn't
him?
have a nickname like
Sure is.
that.
Or was, I guess.
No fee too small, no case too big? Huh, I guess I always thought those were just stories.
What would
Who knows how
Nancy's
true those
nickname
stories
be?
were?
The
It was a long time ago.
nice girl Nancy. Dashing Drew. Dangerous
Any
Drew.
luck getting me out of jail?
No such luck just yet. But I'm working on getting a
Darling
ticket home.
Drew.
You don't need to do that. I'll figure this out.
There's no way I can stay here knowing what you're going through back home. I'm getting a ticket home ASAP. You won't change my mind.
Thanks, Dad.
It's the least I can do. I talked to the chief. He's not going to budge.
Oh, shoot.
Tried
But
to
look,
bribe
you
a
do whatever you need
police
to do
officer,
until I
and
get
Chief
back.
McGinnis was like,
I
you know,
trust
I've
your
already
judgment.
had
If
too
you run
much
into any
public
trouble with the chief,
scandal this
come to me.
year.
Okay.
I don't need to be caught taking a bribe, Carson. Thanks, though.
What do I do if I can't clear my name?
Don't worry about that right now.
It's a little hard not to.
If it comes to that, you let me worry about the court proceedings. I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you.
I'll just
I guess
bribe
I'm
the
lucky that I
judge,
have a
like was the
prosecutor for a
case in
father.
And
Lexi's
I'm lucky to
case.
have a daughter who only rarely goes to jail.
Dad?
Okay, I'll upgrade it to almost never. Don't worry, you're not guilty and you've got me in your corner. We'll get
This is going on Nancy's permanent record, though. You gotta consider that.
How's Hannah doing?
She's so sorry she couldn't be here for you. She said she's rushing back home.
I wish Nancy
told
could
her
just
that we'd take
call
care of
Hannah
things,
in this
but
game.
You know how she is.
Like, Hannah, I feel like, is so unappreciated in these, especially the later games. Like, at least she's, like, in, you know, Danger on Deception Island, and, like, you can get emails from her and stuff, but the later games kind of seem to forget about
what did
her.
you find out about the alarm system?
You're right, it was switched off. According to my friend at Heights Security, the alarm was disabled on site at 2:17 the afternoon
What
of the fire.
time was
I
the
hope that helps.
fire?
You bet it does. Thanks. I'd better let you go.
Bye.
We haven't been Bess in a while. Let's be Bess. The bestie.
Hi, Nancy.
I just spoke to my dad. He said the alarm at Town Hall was disabled at 2:17 the day of the fire. Can you check everybody's alibi at that time?
Totally. We'll figure out
Everyone's
what everyone
alibi
was
in
when the alarm was
ashes.
I'm passing the case to you, Bess.
I'm on the case.
Okay. Ooh, Deirdre's not there, but there's no clues to find. Oh, right, she's probably on her date with Ned. What a fun time. You know, she probably hasn't spent any extended time with Ned, and once she does, she'll realize, you know, he's not really so hot, you know.
Hello, how can I help you?
Can you tell me where you were at 2:17 on the day of the fire?
Here.
Okay, thanks. Very helpful. Wait, where were you though? Because wasn't it closed? Wasn't the
Are
store
you running for a new
closed?
term?
Yes.
How's that coming?
It gets harder
Suspicious
every election
Tony.
cycle. People will do anything for money or
Phony
exposure.
Tony.
You have to play hardball to stay alive out there.
What do you know about Nancy Drew's arrest?
It's sad for her and for this town. A lot of people put their faith and trust in Nancy, and she's really let a lot of people down.
But she didn't do
Wow,
anything.
you really
It's
learn
not
a
up to me to
lot
decide
about
that.
people
I just know what
once
I've
your
seen.
best
I
friend
know
gets
that the police
arrested
force
for
here doesn't
arson.
take anything
You really
lightly.
learn who
If they've
has
made
like
a
a
decision, I
lingering
have to stand by it.
resentment for her that you were they were previously afraid to
excuse
voice
me, I have to go
because
get
she
this
was always
delivery.
in the town's good books and they didn't want to go against the grain, you know?
This
I have
is
many
just
thoughts.
like what Nancy saw at the fire.
Tony,
Why would Tony have
Tony. Stinks of baloney. What were those photos of? Oh, of the town hall. Very suspicious.
That's one of the accelerants.
Paint thinner.
I need to find the right tools to open this lock.
Well, where do I get another lock-picking kit? Do I have to be like Ned and drop off the lock-picking kit? And because he couldn't drop off the lock-picking kit before. Maybe I shouldn't have given the lockpicking kit. Or I shouldn't have put it in the Dropbox when I did. That was
Tony's store.
foolish.
Excellent work. Tony is starting to look like a promising suspect.
You take the lead now.
I'll take it from
So
here.
maybe I should try calling Ned and getting Ned to hopefully leave the lockpicking kit
What's up?
there, or else I feel like I'm kind of
I'm
hooped.
passing the case
Like
to
Bess
you, Ned.
has the
Time
key
to help Nancy.
to get in to the back room, but Ned has the lockpicking kit. Why does Nancy not just have like 4 lockpicking kits? Why does she need 4 fingerprinting kits? That's unnecessary. Please drop it off.
I can't do this now.
Why no? Why can't you though? Okay, well we'll drop these off while I'm here.
I can't do this now.
What, Ned? Well, I don't even know what that. Oh, that was the note.
I can't do this now.
Oh, Ned. Oh, this is upsetting. Okay. Can I? Well, maybe I'll try being Bess and dropping off the key. Maybe I'm allowed to do that. Oh, I called the wrong person.
Thanks. Bye.
See ya.
It just makes more sense. Like, if they have to do the phone calling mechanic, it makes sense to call the person you want to be, rather than to call Nancy and then get her
turning the
to
case
in
over to
turn
you.
call that
Nancy
person.
Drew, taking over.
Okay, I hope to God that Bess can leave the key there, because otherwise, yeah, I'm hooped. I'm soft-locked. Is it possible to
passing
get
the case to
soft-locked in
you,
this
Bess.
game?
Time to help
I don't know what I'm gonna do in that case. Okay, police station. Please. Please let this work. I don't. Oh, I've unlocked the way already. Yeah, I think I must have unlocked the door. Okay. Oh man. Okay, Bess didn't lock it again, and I guess we're gonna assume that Tony suddenly doesn't need to lock it. Has the thing been delivered? No. That's what I wanted to come here and check. Okay, well, let's call Nancy, and she can call Ned. And then Ned can go do our little task.
You take the lead now.
How many
I'll take it from
times
here.
have I heard Bess say that? How many times have I heard Nancy say, I'll take it from here? Ah!
Hello?
How many times have I
Your
heard
turn to
Nancy say,
take
your
over."
turn to take over?
Time to help Nancy.
How many times have I heard Ned say, time to help Nancy? Too many. Too many. Okay, scoop. I hate that I've got myself stuck playing as Ned. Oh, right, she's still hanging out here, right?
Hello.
Can I have some ice cream?
What's with the snowflake ice cubes?
They're the cutest. Deirdre sent me to the novelty shop, and when I saw them, I just about died. I said, Tony, you get those and you put them in your shop. Don't think twice.
Can you get them in any other shops around here?
Nope. Only right
That's like
here.
the most enthusiastic I've heard her this whole game. She's more excited about snowflake-shaped ice cubes than anything else.
Nancy saw a snowflake ice cube.
Yeah,
just like what we
Tony,
use
what do you
here
have to say to
at
that?
the fire's point of origin.
Babe?
That's some compelling evidence.
Babes?
Does she still have it?
Oh, ho, 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 you're such a comedian. Stick to selling ice cream, Tony. Tony Baloney.
Why do you have paint supplies here?
It is a never-ending battle to keep this place up. I get a lot of traffic in this shop, and I am constantly fussing and fixing up this place. It never ends.
I smell something, Tony, and it's not your cheese ice cream. It's a lie. That's what I'm smelling. Do you have lye-flavored ice cream?
Can you tell me what happened during the fire?
It's still an open investigation. I can't give that information out to just anyone. I am a city official, so I have a certain responsibility here.
Oh,
Is
your
there anything at all
politics,
you can tell
Tony?
me about the fire?
I didn't realize.
Obviously, it's a
I
sad
didn't know
moment in the
that.
town's history, but
I've never
the
heard you
way
talk
this
about that
community
before.
has responded really shows off what's great about this city.
Can you
and this
turn
country.
off the politician
Goodbye.
stick for like
Goodbye.
5 minutes? Let's play some Swap a Lot. Wait, actually, you know what? First Ned's gonna have an ice cream. Maybe I'll even let Ned have a good flavor of ice cream for once. Okay, Ned, let's try an all-American apple pie, everything but the crust shake. Mmm, delectable. That's a bit too much cinnamon, though. That would be like, you know, the cinnamon challenge? This shake is the cinnamon challenge.
Yum.
I'm, like, almost coughing just, just looking at that. Okay, let's play. Oh, that's the delivery truck, but I'm doing Swap-A-Lot. I want to do my Swap-A-Lot. Hopefully, it'll stick around. Yes, I know the delivery truck is there. I'm doing my Swap-A-Lot. They'll stoop to anything. They'll stop at nothing. My only hope is to lie low, keep moving, and trust no one. I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds like it's got to be about one of the criminal organizations in the games. I don't know. Some of these are tricky. They're quite obscure. Okay.
The lock-picking kit might just do the trick. It's locked.
Cute, Ned. Cute.
Yes, got it.
Got it in one. Not gonna lie, I used the walkthrough for that one because there's only so much time in the day. Tony with town hall plans. Tony Baloney. Tony Felony. That doesn't work. Tony Faloney. Tawny Felony. Wait, no, it's not working. It's not working. Dear Miss Felony, thank you for your recent inquiry in the status of your proposed land action application. We are sorry to inform you that at the time, the application is still pending litigation. If you have further questions, you may contact our office directly. This was just on August 12th. From, the City of River Heights Office of Planning Commission. Thank you for your recent inquiry. Oh, wait, I read that already. Jennifer Davis, Office of the Planning Commission. Proposed mixed-use application. That is such an ugly building. That is very, 2004.
What? She really has it out for Nancy.
What follows is an incomplete list of criminal activities that involve Nancy Drew, or those associated with her detective operation. Ms. Drew's unsanctioned activities are unnecessarily dangerous and do not serve the public interest. Ms. Drew's actions have continuously resulted in large city funds expenditures and drastic drops in public approval. River Heights Police Department is fully capable of managing crime in the city. Wrong. They're doing jack shit right now, Tony. They're eating pancakes. They're napping. Nancy and her friends, her little teeny bopper friends, are gathering all the evidence. They are investigating the crime, not the police, and has proved it can do so quietly and efficiently. Well, emphasis on quietly, because Nancy's the one doing all the work. Now it's time to send a clear message that the city's tolerance for Ms. Drew and her cohorts is quickly reaching an end. Damn, Tony. Oh no! Ah! I hope I don't have to open the cabinet again. I got scooped. Like a good ice cream. Please. Please, I don't... Oh, please. Well, thank God I still have the walkthrough open.
It's locked.
It's locked! You're so... cute, Ned. You think you're so cute. I almost gave him a compliment there. Did you hear that? So she wants to build this 7-story mixed-use complex at the site of the town hall. Convenient that it just burned down. Oh, it's the site of the old town hall. That's why they built a new town hall, right? I was like, so she just wants to replace the town hall, but that's not it. The headline, crime exposed resolution. A change in approval rating. Approval for what? Like the city in general, the police department? Public approval of politicians? I don't get it. Annual tradition saved by Gold Detective. Arson, sabotage, shut down Nutcracker production. That's Nutcracker Ballet Mystery. More renovations to theater, reassurance of children's safety. 45% of people do not want reassurance of children's safety. They said, fuck those kids. It's good for kids to be in danger, I think. So these must all be based on Nancy Drew books. Hauntings lead to hidden treasure. That sounds great. Mysterious incidents to cover attempts at retrieving stolen goods. Free entry day at amusement park. Increased night security. Wait, that's the haunted carousel. Right? In a very, very obscure way. Okay, I guess I could better fill Nancy in on what I just discovered. All of Tony Baloney's dirty little secrets.
Hi.
This duck.
It looks like Tony was holding a major grudge against you.
I figured as much.
Hey Tony,
Never
guess
been
what?
exactly
Much
friendly.
like my ringtone, your
I get out
goose
of it.
is
I'm gonna
cooked,
see how
baby.
serious this grudge is.
We found some of Tony's files. I think she wanted to develop the town hall site.
So there's a chance.
You
that she
think,
could have
Ned?
town hall
Use some
burned
critical
down.
thinking
I'm
skills,
going to
bub.
see if my
I know
dad
it's hard
can
for
help us out
you.
with this.
Okay, we got called Daddy Drew again, I guess. How's the case coming? How's the investigation coming? How are those separate questions?
I'll take it from here.
Okay, Daddy Drew.
Nancy, I'm so glad you called.
We found a list
Oh,
that
city
Tony's been
council
keeping.
approval
She
rating.
thinks
I
I make
see.
city council look bad when I crack a case.
Well, maybe city crample.
Dad,
But that's their fault, not yours.
City crample.
Trusted her.
Where does my brain come up with these words? I'm Shakespeare over here just making up words. Maybe city council should be better at their jobs. Simply better at their jobs. Also city crample should step it up as well.
do you know anything about Tony's
They're
development
cramping
deals?
Nancy's style.
Not much.
City crample.
What do you need?
My friends found some
City
paperwork at Tony's.
Krampus.
It's starting to look like she might stand to profit from town hall being demolished.
Let me look into that. Give me a call back in a bit.
He's always looking into it. He's always avoiding having a good old chat with his dear daughter Drew. So what are we doing right now? We're waiting for the package.
Did that?
Well, let's see if George can go pick up the package, if it's there yet. I hope so, because I actually don't know what else to do. Oh, we have to get Alibi, so we just gotta go talk to people. Okay, you know what? I was feeling like I wasn't really making progress, but look at all this stuff that I've done. You know, I should not underestimate myself. Okay, so we'll check the mantelpiece. We'll get alibis. We've got one from Tony. So we just need from Deirdre, Alexi, and Brenda.
Greetings.
I feel like whatever I'm gonna say to him is gonna set him off, and he's gonna be like, "Get out of my shop! I can't believe you would even talk to me about something that's vaguely related to me getting arrested all those years ago." I feel like asking him about Brenda could be a neutral path.
What do you know about Brenda?
The reporter? She was in here pestering me earlier today, too. Are you all taking turns or something? Send the next guy in with a sandwich, would you?
That's funny, actually.
What did Brenda ask while she was here?
I don't like it when people ask me questions. Right now, you are.
Wow, I was like, oh, I think this is a
previous
neutral
questions that I
path.
was
Now he's like
pestered with
going
earlier.
off on
It's
me
just
again.
recursive and rude, and now I have a headache.
Take an Advil, babe.
Why do you have ether? Couldn't something like that be used to start a fire?
It could,
Yeah, Lexi.
in theory, but if that was real, it would have probably evaporated or exploded by now.
Where were you before you saw the fire? At around 2 p.m.
I was going to talk over at the River Heights Historical Society.
What was the talk about?
We were talking about the time capsule. Not that that matters now that it's been burned to a crisp. It was due to be opened at the Anvil Days.
Was
Festival.
it?
You should
Like,
know
I thought
this.
it would be
Whenever the
buried,
Clues Challenge
like
gets
in the
to add something
ground.
of their own when it's resealed.
Wait, so I'm confused. Is it Anvil Days plural or Anvil Days Festival? Like, this is the festival of Anvil Day. Like, because before it was written without the apostrophe S, and now it's written with it. And I'm like, is it Anvil? The festival belongs to Anvil Day? It is the festival of Anvil Day? Oh, it doesn't make sense to me.
The talk
Yeah,
you said you were giving at the
Alexi.
Historical Society was
How'd you like
canceled.
them apples?
What are you talking about?
It
Them
never
apples of
happened.
truth, bitch.
Where were you really?
It was not canceled. I showed up, I gave my
Canceled?
talk, there was the reception, then I left. Same as always.
That's not what I heard.
What you heard was wrong. So why don't you just butt out?
Every single thing I say to him ends with him yelling at me. great talk, Alexi. I love chatting with you. You're just such a nice guy to talk with.
Why were you
I just
really
end our
at the old town
conversations
hall?
just having a
I
general
wasn't.
feeling of
I was
warmth
just
inside,
passing
you
by.
know?
We have evidence that you were there.
Yeah, Nancy
What
saw
were
you with her
doing?
own 2
I was
eyes.
trying to open the time capsule.
Why?
That's none of your business.
He couldn't be
didn't start
patient.
the fire.
Like it was
don't
literally
have to
about
put
to
up
be
with this
opened this
harassment.
week.
I heard that Carson Drew worked on the team that prosecuted your case.
He did.
Are you trying to get back at Carson by framing Nancy?
If I had a problem with Carson, I'd go after Carson, not Nancy.
Those are some big hand gestures, Alexi. Calm down. Restrain your hand gestures to, something like this, You don't have to be like, "Rah," like to make your point, okay? He's very theatrical. Do you think he was a theater kid?
Do you think anyone will ever believe your side of things?
My parents never
That's
said,
such an
"Alexi, do
evil
not worry.
question.
The truth will one day make itself known. But in my life, all evidence points to the
I'm
contrary."
surprised he's not yelling at me for that one. Like, Alexi, do you think everyone will think you're a lying, thieving little bastard for the rest of your days until they bury you alone in the River Heights Cemetery?
Did you know that Carson took classes from J.P. Bennington?
Yes, I did. He was quite the teacher's pet, from what I understand.
You're not a very chipper person. Why is that? This is also a question primed to make him angry and irritate him, and that's why I'm going to be asking it.
You're not a very chipper person. Why is that?
I once was.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I had a lot of fun in life. I had friends. I met the girl I was going to spend the rest of my life with.
Sexy Alexi.
Okay, then what happened?
What do you care? You some sort of tourist in other people's misery?
Damn, that's a good
No,
line,
it's just-
Alexi.
The
How
shop
long
is
have you
pretty
been
cool.
composing
it
that
seems like
in your
you'd be happy to run
mind?
something like this instead of grumpy.
You'd think that. I was happy. But one time, just once, I tried to speak truth to power. And man, if I didn't pay the price.
He has very long
What
fingers.
does that mean?
Disturbingly
It
long.
means my life has been a cruel joke. Try as you might, it's hard not to let that influence your general mood.
Calm down, Alexi. You need to manifest happiness, If you just go through life being pessimistic, well, yeah, life is gonna suck. Also, that thing that happened to you like 50 years ago. Like, my goodness. Get over it. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Get over it.
What happened to end your career?
Well, when you make it your business to tell the truth, you make a lot of people mad. That's what happened to me. I was 20. I'd been around the block a few times, been working my own cases for 10 years at that point. I'd seen it all. I'd been kidnapped, knocked out, hexed, cursed, locked up in a trunk, you name it. But I always nabbed the baddies. Always. That is until I turned in J.P. Bennington for cheating his way into City Hall. The Bennington family was very powerful in those days. Still is. In fact, Tony's brother-in-law is the Bennington.
So that's
What
how
happened?
Tony got
He
into the
accused me
city
of stealing one of
council.
his father's priceless antiques, this ancient magnifying glass that was supposedly used in the drafting of the
Oh,
town
this one?
charter. Supposedly belonged to one of the town's
Right.
founding fathers.
Right.
Why didn't you just say you were innocent?
Ooh, that's a really good idea. I did. In hundreds
Okay,
of ways to
Alexi,
anyone
I
who
don't
listened.
deserve
It
your
didn't matter.
sass, okay?
That's not fair.
No, it isn't. My life was just beginning. Then in a blink, I was cut off at the knees. No one trusted me, no more cases. I lost everything. I wanted to see the world. I was going to. Then, just like that, he took that from me. Now I try to bring a little of the world to me when I can. But look around. This isn't enough.
I think this story is quite clever in the way it kind of ties in Alexi's cautionary tale to, like, Nancy's, where, like, all these people who have some sort of power in town, like Tony, who's on the city council, like Brenda, who's, like, a major reporter, like, people who have influence over Nancy and have power, they, like, kind of turn against her. Well, they don't turn against her. They're always against her. I forget how I started this sentence, so I'm not really sure where I'm going with it. Like, I know the point I'm trying to make, but I forget where it started, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be saying here. But anyway, where it's kind of like a cautionary tale, where Nancy, like, you know, makes one slip-up or gets framed for something, and suddenly, like, she's in the palm of these people's hands who wish her bad things. Alexi's story is kind of like also a warning about how easily that can happen. I don't know, I don't think they really come up with like a moral for that, because Nancy just like finishes this case and keeps doing what she usually does. But I guess it illustrates, like, you know, how easily they can fall from grace.
What happened to Bennington?
I don't know if I made the point I wanted to there, but hopefully you understand what I was trying to say.
He got into City Hall. His career took off, he became a judge and moved on to the big time. Bye-bye,
wow.
River Heights.
He moved on. Sounds like something someone else I know should be doing. Alexi. Like, also, like, both literally, like, why don't you move to a different town, restart, and figuratively, like, get over it. Literally get over it.
What kind of cases did you take on when
Sorry.
you were a detective?
I feel like I've been saying
No
the same
case
thing to
too big,
Alexi
no
all
fee too
game,
small,
but that's
I used to
because
say.
he just
I worked
is
a lot of
so
cases.
hung up on this thing that it's like almost all he talks
I
about.
do miss it. I used to be Magnificent
Yeah,
Markovic.
that
Kid
was your
detective.
problem.
That wasn't
You
a
had
nickname,
like
that was
a
who I was.
nickname
It
that
was
made
gone.
you
I was just
think you were
Alexi.
that great, you
Whatever
know?
that is.
Thought you were the shit, the magnificent Markovic. Okay, I got his alibi right now. I gotta go see No, not Tony. Brenda.
Hello.
Where were you around 2 on the day of the fire?
Live and on the scene, as usual. I'm pretty sure most of the town saw the broadcast, and this story is on the fast track to national coverage.
You didn't answer my question.
I'm sorry, I'm working on a lead. I have to work on my notes. Hello.
How are those notes going?
You didn't
Oh, I
treat us
didn't mean to
fairly in the
ask it
articles
that.
you wrote.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I change what you said?
No, you took what was said out of context.
It seemed that way, but trust me, it's not what happened. It's common for subjects to be nervous and
Gaslight,
forget what they said. You
gatekeep,
can't blame
girl
me for that.
boss. Well,
You'll
she's
get
tracked
better.
off
Anytime
gaslighting
you
and
want to
girl
practice, let me
bossing.
know.
I'm waiting
We
for
can
her
talk
to
about Nancy.
gatekeep. I'm ready.
Why were you at the antique store?
Trying to get some background on Alexi. Didn't go all that well.
Why not?
He's not a fan of the media, and he's cranky, and he's old, and I broke one of his things on accident, and he would not let it go.
Goodbye.
Drop by if you've got any hot tips.
I feel like at some point I'm supposed to get her, like, phone line, but I
Hello.
haven't.
Goodbye.
Bye.
And you're supposed to be able to, like, talk to her and get it. Well, maybe I should talk to a few more people.
I can't do
Alright,
this.
I still need to get Deirdre's alibi. Oh, she's not here! Do I have to be Ned again? Do I have to return as Ned?
Alexi lied about his alibi.
That means he's a priority suspect. Keep a close eye on him and try to figure out what he would gain by burning down Town Hall.
Smearing you in the mud?
Turning
Perhaps?
the case over to you.
Revenge against Daddy
Nancy
Drew.
taking over.
Did Carson say I should call him back? I'll try calling him anyway. I still need to look out for that thing on the mantelpiece. Okay, never
I'd better
mind.
let you go.
Take care.
Good talk, Dad. I'm glad we have so much to talk about with each other. Where is Deirdre? It's one of those situations where the game wants to do something very specific, and they can't imagine you not
I'm turning
doing
the case
it.
over to you.
But, like,
Nancy Drew,
I have no
taking
idea what it is, and I don't think it's as obvious to me as it is to them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it doesn't match these, so it's gotta be Brenda's. Process of elimination. I think we need to put these things on the evidence board. Tooling and supply closet, Tony. Ether and trunk, Alexi. Lied, scoop closed. Secret plans for Old Town Hall. Said she was working, can't confirm. I guess that'd probably be Brenda. Snowflake, ice cube crate. Oh my god, the evidence against Tony is stacking up. Is this for... This would be Deirdre, right? False. Alibi. So we've sorted all that out. Ned, go see if Deirdre's there now. She's there! Wait, no! Ned, go back! No, wait, go back! Did I literally just have to put the fingerprints in? That's so silly.
What's the deal? I waited
Did
for you
you,
for an
Deirdre?
hour.
Because I just
sorry,
left
I ran
Ned
into traffic.
idling
All
here
right.
for a very long
Fine.
time.
Don't let it happen again.
How do I know you didn't forge the note you gave me?
Forge the note? Is forgery even a thing people do anymore?
Yes, it
Ned,
happens all
this
the
is a
time.
2014. Forgery is so 2004.
Where were you at 2:17 on the day of the fire?
I was out on the clues challenge, same as you. Don't believe me? Call Jessica, 555-2741, or Holly, 555-6388.
Do you visit the novelty shop often?
Sure, I love that place. I demanded that Tony go there, and now she's super into it too.
Why do you go to the novelty shop so often? Because it's fun, Ned. Have you ever heard of the concept of fun? F-U-N, fun?
Why do you go to the novelty shop
Emphasis
so
on
often?
F-U,
We've
Ned.
been having a lot of house parties lately, so I go a lot.
Deirdre's a party
It's a
girl.
shame that
She's
you never
fun.
come to our
She
party.
knows fun.
I've never been invited.
She is
Consider
fun.
yourself perpetually invited.
Isn't that exactly the same thing you were wearing before you got changed?
Typical unobservant
it's completely
man.
different. I can't believe you didn't even notice.
God, Ned.
Bye.
Later.
Let's go somewhere to talk on the phone. The zoo? They got elephants at this zoo? Heck yeah. Okay, I guess we can go and stand outside the police station to make this call. I'm gonna call Holly first. Honk, honk, honk.
Hello?
Hi, Deirdre Shannon gave me your number. Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
That's a, yeah, that's a bit of a red flag of a
2 p.m.
sentence.
Hanging out with my friends.
Who was there?
Deirdre and Jessica. We were working on the clues challenge.
Are you sure about that?
Positive. You can ask Jessica if you want.
Okay.
I
Thanks
will.
for your help.
Bye. Hello?
Every
Hi,
time it
Deirdre
gets
gave me your
worse.
number. Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure?
Where were you yesterday around 2 p.m.?
Working on the clues challenge.
Who was there?
It was me and Holly.
What about Deirdre?
Ha! She was supposed to be there. Ended up coming hours later, as usual.
What do you mean by that?
Don't tell her I said this, but...
Jessica is not a good friend. She has zero loyalty. She's ready to sell out Deirdre at like no personal gain for herself. Damn,
go.
Jessica. Okay. Well, I guess now we go confront Deirdre about that. Be like, hey, Dee Dee, did you know your friend Jessica is not actually a real friend to you?
Hey.
It seems like your friends aren't as confident about where you were as you seem to
But
think
don't
they'd
sell
be.
out Holly like that.
Between you and me, they're kind of dumb.
That's not a very nice thing to say about your friends.
You talk to them or something, right? I'm not wrong. Anyway, we're not for real friends. They're still in the 90-day
Internalized
trial.
misogyny, and that's
I can
your
return them in their
internalized
original
misogyny
packaging at
speaking,
any time.
Deirdre. I really hope
Thanks. Bye.
you can
Later.
overcome that. I believe in you, babe. Okay, so call them.
Got it.
Got it, got it.
Got it.
Got it, got it, got it, got it, got
I
it.
can't do this now.
I can't do this now.
Got it.
Got it.
I can't do this now.
I can't do this now.
Got it.
Okay, well, two things. Check Tony's van. Check the mantelpiece. I keep returning to the same spaces. I wonder how much money they're spending on gas in this game. I wonder how much mileage they're doing. Okay, it's not here yet. Wish Carson could just text me when he gets, like, the delivery notification. That would be helpful.
Hi.
Oh, here we go. This is
there
what we
a way I
want.
could get in touch with you later?
Good question. Why don't you take one of my cards? My phone's always off when I'm on scene, but I check my messages constantly. I'll call back if it's important. If you want to talk about Nancy, off the
Wait,
record
what did
even,
that say? It said if
I'm
the news
always there
breaks.
for
I wish
you.
I'd spent
Goodbye.
time reading it.
Goodbye.
Can I look at it? Yes. When news breaks, I get there first. Okay, that's not actually that interesting. Okay, time to break the news.
You have reached the Heights 9 Action News Tip line for Brenda Carlton.
That's Lanny Manello.
Speak clearly when prompted. To report breaking news in the North River Heights area, say yes. Otherwise, say no.
Yes.
You have indicated a breaking news story in the North River Heights area.
Don't know why she's doing a transatlantic accent, but I'm kind of vibing with it. Okay, no, wait. No, okay. How did she get out of the van without me noticing? Very suspicious, very suspect. And why did she not bring her microphone?
Got it.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Now we have all the fingerprints.
Acetone. Definitely an accelerant.
Acetone. How dare she own nail polish remover? How incredibly suspicious. Can I not use my lock-picking kit on this? Really? It looks like exactly the kind of lock I could use my lock-picking kit on. Fine. Can you tell I don't know which of these is actually the lock-picking kit? I think it's this one. He's not even gonna say it's locked. He's not gonna try to imitate Nancy again. Kind of lame, Ned. Is that all I can see in here? Have I investigated Brenda's van?
Got it.
Got it, okay. Okay, I guess I'll just drop that off. There you go, Nancy.
Ned,
It sounds like a dying goose.
I see what you did there. This is
What?
about
I already
Deirdre,
did.
isn't it?
I already did
You
that.
need to distract her. You have to ask her out on a date.
I have to what?
Just take her out for lunch. Stall her for a while.
But what if people see us? I'll get a reputation.
Ned.
Okay, I'll do it. It's weird, but I'll do it.
Okay, well maybe I should do that before I get
Thanks,
Nancy to
bye.
take over.
Bye.
Because I think Bess is supposed to kind of check out what Deirdre's up to.